GM, and welcome back to another video from GPT Traders. This time we are looking at Litecoin and a potential long in and around this price point. As always, we're starting with the daily time frame where we have already provided some zones of interest. And why are these the zones of interest that we are looking at? In terms of recent price action, we have seen price topping out around here. Now, if I were to extend this further to the left, we can also see that price has generally hovered around this area. Yes, it has dipped low and it has broken above, but from a recent price action, because it's the recent price movements that we are tracking, we feel that this is the zone of interest that we want to be focusing on. Looking back here is looking back at a bigger time frame. So daily just gives us a position of how we want to structure, or the zones that we are identifying from a charting perspective. It's not actually the daily time frame that we want to trade, which is why we are not looking and going back as far as February. So this recent price action is good enough for us, and we'll drop down to the 4 hours. But before we do, I just want you to point out that even price coming around these wicks here is potentially a bit too far at the moment. I will discuss about this area and even around here, or if I were to group this together, maybe that zone and then this extra zone around here. For now, price is too far. We're not interested in these areas. We're only interested in price that is recent to current price action. So that's our daily time frame. If we move over to the 4 hour time frame, this is where it becomes interesting. Let me delete this because I don't want this to distract you guys. Just going to delete this one as well. Done. Right, now 4 hour window or 4 hour time frame, you can easily see price reacting, behaving. It's now broken through there, and this is the actual first time that it's come back to retest this zone. So from a 4 hour perspective, you can see why we are favoring longs here. I just want to draw a 4 hour trend line as well. So from a 4 hour perspective, it has pierced that. So we don't want to hurry our entry in. We do want to observe what price will do. We can start laddering in now if that's an action we want to take. But what I am conscious of is this pin bar here, which hasn't yet been filled. So we could take an entry around this zone. So certainly something that I'm looking at. As we know, price isn't going to shoot straight back up. It will probably meander around here, maybe dip there and then go back up. Or the second option is it can go around here, hover around here, and then break further down. We're not expecting that just because of the move that has happened already. So definitely be watching around this sort of price. My gosh, my circles are not even circles. And that is our 1 hour time frame. From a 15-minute time frame, we are now seeing a range building up. So we are seeing a clear range here. From a long perspective, we never want to buy on the top here. We want to buy as close to the bottom here. Ideally, our entry would have been there, or even the mid-range over here. So this is some areas that we can potentially look for. Now let's look for where we would want to go from a profit perspective. So back to the 4 hour. We're seeing some price action in and around here. That'll probably be our first target zone. And then our next target zone will be here, and then potentially back up to this area, that will be the best perspective. So anywhere around that area. So if I look on a 1 hour time frame, and let's get some measurement tools out. Oh, this is a 3% trade, 5%, back up to 7, 8, which is a decent amount. So from a risk reward perspective, we are potentially going long just around here. Let's put it under the pin bar. You actually want to make sure that the average true range, you've got enough space for that price movement, and we are looking at around there 2 to 7, that is, just over 2.5 from a risk reward perspective. That is a large stop loss. I don't want it as big as that, so for now, because I've not got my entry around this price point, I am just watching and waiting and see how price is going to react. An order has been put in, and if we can get an entry a little bit lower, then the risk to reward becomes so much more favorable. So we're looking at 4 to 1 from here, back up to these highs. Our conservative effort will be this, and then we'd probably want a lot tighter stop loss. So again, it's just about being patient, watching how price moves and behaves and acts, and we can certainly follow up on this trade to see how it's going on. So before I do, just want to make sure that we have this for our future update video, and then see how price has played out. So let's just put it up to here, stop loss, and target a 3 to 1 ratio, because it is the 4-hour time frame that we are actually looking for. That to me is still a bit tight from a stop loss perspective, but we'll see. Trading is a game of probabilities. We'll see you on the next video.